So last night I was perusing Twitter and I came across, well, first of all, my explore page on Twitter is it's out of control. It just suggests like the most racist things to me, which is why I click on them. Therefore, why it probably keeps recommending me stuff. Regardless, I saw womenface trending and I'm like, what could that be? Why don't we check it out? And then I started seeing all these posts like about. So I saw a bunch of posts like showing blackface next to like trans people, and I was like, oh, this seems interesting. Let's continue reading this. And I see all these people like tagging whatchamacallit, here it is, Ulta Beauty. I don't know if you could tell or not, but I'm not the biggest. I don't buy a lot of beauty products, but it does seem like people are quite upset over this recent podcast by a beauty company. First of all, why does a company have a podcast in the first place?
Shake up the stigma of like what is beautiful.
Saying, no, I'm not going to let someone make this my store.
Whatever, who cares? They released some clips of this podcast onto Twitter, and Twitter like exploded. We had people boycotting this beauty company I've never heard of.
I'm right here.
Let's zoom in on that.
What people are upset with was that there was essentially this beauty podcast with two biological males discussing what it's like to be a woman. Not a woman in sight of the conversation.
Kick it off with something a little bit heavier.
Okay.
Just to get it out of the way.
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
Yeah, heavy.
And lo and behold, bio women were quite pissed.
Triggered this one right here. She has been seriously triggered.
Is that what we should call them now? Bio women? I guess just woman would work too, right? I don't know. I mean, let's take a look at these comments. I actually haven't looked at the hidden replies yet. I heard these are pretty spicy. That's fucking woman face, little bigot. That sounds right. Okay. So you'd have a white man in blackface advertise your products then? Is that respecting everyone? Because it sure looks like a slap in the face of your primarily female customer base to have this insulting caricature of womanhood represent you. I won't shop with you again. Rachel Dolezal should be your next spokeswoman. She wears a lot of face makeup. God damn. You made it a negative space when you decided to hire a sexist bigot as your spokesman. Well, now, I was vaguely aware of this Dylan person beforehand. I've seen thumbnails of her TikToks being presented to me. I've never actually clicked on one because it just looked like stuff that I wouldn't care about and find it uninteresting, like cringy more than anything. So I was like, yeah, I could do without that. But then after watching, or at least attempting to watch the entirety of the podcast, I got 20 minutes in before I tapped out. It's a hard watch. I had come to realize why everyone on Twitter was quite peeved with this woman. I she's been a woman for 5 or 6 months or something, and her the way she portrays womanhood, it's very much just a caricature of what a woman actually is. This is like a woman cosplay. This is woman LARPing in the park. This is like an anime character version of a woman. This is the Japanese government instructing young adults to slap their hand on the wall to have sex. And it kind of makes sense. I learned through the podcast that Dylan was a theater major. So I mean, yes, this is what a theater major thinks a woman is, for sure. Just hamming it up, no subtlety whatsoever. Why don't we get a little context here? I've actually never seen any of these, so we're going to be watching these together for the first time.
Day one of being a girl, and I have already cried 3 times. I wrote a scathing email that I did not send. I ordered dresses online that I couldn't afford. And then when someone asked me how I was, I said, I'm fine, when I wasn't fine. So.
Yeah, okay. Do I need to see any more? You know what that is? That is like someone that has experienced women through rom-coms. Like they've never actually talked to a woman or had any kind of intimate conversation with them. And I don't mean intimate as in sexual. I just mean some kind of deeper level meaning with anyone. It seems like someone that doesn't have a grasp on what humanity is, especially for a woman. That was basically oh, I'm gonna just check off some boxes here, and that's what a woman is. Okay, so those are the things that make a woman. Those are the stereotypes. I'm gonna check them all off. woman face.
Being a woman, I am at the Rose Bowl flea market with my best friend, and we are wearing matching dresses, and I'm here to buy some femme gorge lady clothes.
Is your best friend 80? What is happening there? Hold on a tick. Yo, her best friend's 80. Yeah, this makes a lot of sense. Her best friend is 80. No wonder you have no idea how to talk to or be a woman. I mean, like, you're the closest woman to you is 80 years old. That is probably her mother. Jesus. This bitch needs acting classes and some friends.
Oh my god, this color on.
Okay, yeah, I think I'm done. I don't know. Does anyone in the world find this interesting? This is like mind-numbingly boring. What I don't understand what's entertaining about this. What? Sure. Okay. All right. Let's see what else is here. Did Dylan really call female anatomy a Barbie pouch? Do you condone? Wait, hold on a second. Okay. I have endometriosis, which makes my periods more painful. Which one of you two ladies has advice about how you'd handle these difficult periods? Oh, I've heard people mention this. She says something about Barbie couch.
Day 75 of being a girl, and I've been carrying around tampons and pads for the past 2 months, but I've actually never opened one up. So let's do it. Woohoo! I thought the letters stood for small, medium, and large based on the size of your Barbie pouch, but after a Google, I found out it's actually the level of your flow. So there's day 70.
You don't. First of all, Barbie pouch, what the fuck does that mean? Is that Barbie's pink and vagina is pink? Is a color thing? Don't Barbies not have genitalia? Secondly, why are you buying tampons? Even if you got a vaginoplasty, you wouldn't be able to get periods. Oh, what's this gem?
Trees, I love them. Water, lakes, I love them. Heels, they're my hiking heels. I love them. Okay, come on. Bridges, love them. Coconut water, love it. Not an ad, just love it. Wind turbine, love it. Meadows, love them. I'm scared of getting Lyme disease. Love ya. Oh. Did you see that? I gotta get out of here. Did you see that?
There's a dragon.
Do you think women are idiots? Is that what you think women are? I mean, honestly, that's what that comes off like. You just think women are dumb. And listen, I'm inclined to agree. Women are dumb. Okay, that's probably all right. Let's cut that out, please. I mean, granted, right underneath my face, there's what's Olivia Wilde's special salad recipe. So I mean, if you're getting your woman information from Twitter, I mean, I guess, yeah, that would make sense, yes. Anyways, whatever, the comments go on. I mean, they're mostly negative, just scrolling through them. So I think you get the point. Dylan is a controversial character, to say the least. Trans people like her because she's trans, and women seem to not like her because she's an assault to everything that they are, down to their very core. And then comes the interview. I tried to watch the entire thing. It was really, really boring. It was I got through like 20 minutes and I had to tap out. So I'm here, I'll show you some clips from that and some of my thoughts on it.
Hi friends, welcome to the Beauty of an Ulta Beauty podcast, where we talk with the pioneers who are helping us redefine what beauty is and where it lives. Welcome, Dylan Mulvaney. Hello. All the joy. Oh, I'm just so happy to be.
Oh my god, I hate that. Makes me cringe so hard. Like, that is not how a human being speaks. Are you kidding me? Yeah, I could see why people I could see why women might be upset about this. That is like, how could I even describe that? Hello.
All the joy.
Oh my god, hi. Do you think you live in an anime? What is going on right now? And this whole like, I'm gonna dress like a woman but still rock a beard look that people seem to be adopting these days. I'm sorry, it looks dumb. Honestly, it has nothing to do with being a gender queef or whatever. I don't care. I really don't. It just looks dumb. I mean, just aesthetically, it's unpleasing. I wouldn't trust the host's taste in beauty, let alone her experiences with womanhood, if she identifies as a woman. I actually don't know.
Was very important to my journey.
Okay, first things first. I hate the word journey. That is like one of the new 2022 speak words. Well, I was on my journey. Journey to what? What are we talking about here? Your journey of self-discovery? Shut up. You're not that interesting. You're not dropping a ring into a mountain whose center is magma. Drop a ring with your best friend into a mountain made out of magma. And then talk to me about a journey. Deciding to wear a beard with bell-bottom pants is not a journey.
I have to start something, kick it off with something a little bit heavier.
Okay.
Just to get it out of the way.
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
Yeah, heavy.
Okay. Canopy beds. Do we love them or do we hate them?
Okay, listen.
Tell us the story of a canopy bed and how we...
Why was that funny? I don't understand. She, whatever, was laughing hysterically. All they said was canopy beds. Why is this funny? Listen, if they're about to follow this up with a banger of a story, let's go. But I've had to put my money on it. That was the fakest laugh I've ever heard.
Tell us the story of a canopy bed and how we got here.
Moved into my first apartment by myself. It's 400 square feet. And I'm like, how do I make this feel like separate spaces? It freaked me out. My bed was like on the floor at that point, when you first move in. And I was looking at the kitchen, like from my bed, and I was like, I'm in the kitchen. I'm sleeping in the kitchen. And I had like 2 glasses of wine, and it was probably 3 a.m. and I was like, I am going to get a canopy bed, and it's going to make it feel like there's 2 separate rooms.
Oh, wow, really? Yeah, no, you don't say. So your story about the canopy bed is that you bought one. What is a canopy bed? Why don't we look it up? So your story is you bought a bed with curtains. When I saw womanface trending on Twitter, I was like, oh, hell yes, this is hilarious. And I could see why women might be mad at this nonsense, but honestly, I think the podcasting community should be infuriated that this would be considered interesting convo by anyone. It's just 2 people like babbling. They have nothing to say. So I thought, why not comment on it? Because I also have nothing to say.
I always wanted a canopy bed. I made the sleeves into bracelets, and I made like a whole little dress. I love the feeling of like a little waist. I was like, oh, I love a little waist.
Maybe
like,
you're a
very
designer
tight. Oh,
at
I
a
was
very young age.
Designer. And so my dad...
This is the fakest conversation I may have ever heard. Do people actually interact like this? I know women don't, because women are people and they converse. I've spoken to them myself, contrary to popular belief. But like, ow. This seems so manufactured. It's almost as if somebody, like, they're reading off a script right now. Could they be reading off a script? Was this podcast pre-produced? Do they have a writing team for this podcast? Lord knows they need it.
And I get a lot of hate about calling myself a girl and not a woman. And because, that term, they think I'm infantilizing myself, or that, once you turn 18, you're no longer a girl. And I'm like, what about tell that to the Spice Girls. You know what I mean?
This is taking a weird turn. I did not think it would go down. I am now thoroughly intrigued to find out if whether or not Dylan is a pedo. Also, that was a terrible point. The Spice Girls were not real people. They were characters played by real people. So to say that because they were adults and had a group where they named themselves Spooky Spice, they weren't real. Which one was Spooky Spice? If she was the black one, I swear to God, that's like Gen 1 Power Rangers type shit. Spice Girls is a British group, blah, 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 consisting of Melanie Brown, also known as Scary Spice, Sporty Spice, Baby Spice, Ginger Spice, Posh Spice. So, is Scary Spice a euphemism for Spooky Spice, which is a euphemism for spook? Okay, moving on.
Tell that to the Spice Girls. You know what I mean? Or like, are we going on a girls trip, or my girlfriend?
Hot Girl Summer.
Yes. What?
Yeah.
Like, and so I think some of that's rooted in transphobia.
What? Hold on a second here. Okay, let's rewind a tick. So you're not a woman. You're not a trans woman. You're a trans adolescent girl. And if people find the fact that you're an adult that wants to be a child, that makes them transphobic, and your defense was words that have girl in it exist, like girls trip and hot girl summer and spice girl, therefore, ergo, identifying as a girl is okay. I'm honestly just confused now.
And that feels good for, I still get so weird about calling myself like an activist. Like, I'm like, what does that mean? Or an influencer.
Yeah.
So I think it's just, it's us putting out an authentic version of ourselves, maybe a little bit heightened at times.
Always.
But also just making sure that we aren't forcing it.
Yeah. What? Okay, hold on. That is like that is what this podcast is. This is two people like pretending to have a conversation. None of this has been insightful or honest or open at all. Is Dylan a woman face, or do you respect whatever it is she's trying to be? Ultimately, I could see how this would be offensive to some. I think mostly, though, this should be offensive to people that enjoy podcasts. That was the most nonsense, nothing burger of a podcast. They weren't talking about anything. But hey, maybe it's not for me. Who knows?